It's a basic demonstration on what it takes to make a digital sewing pattern, how we go about making our It's So Stylish sewing patterns. First, we start with a sloper. Most designers and even manufacturers have a set of slopers that they use to make their sewing patterns from. We use the Winifred Eldridge drafting system, pattern drafting system, and we start with a standard set of measurements, and we measure in a rectangle all the measurements for, here we're making a pair of easy pants, and we start by making the paper pattern. Once we've made the paper pattern, then we can use that paper pattern to make any kind of style that we want, add pockets, change the width of the legs, for instance, make shorts out of it, turn them into dungarees or whatever you would want to do with a set of easy pants. Now we're going to just show you that we make a sample from our basic sloper to check that everything is perfect, that it fits properly, that we haven't made any errors. So we construct a sample. Here you can see we're going about actually sewing the sample together, and we show you how we make the pants. Sewing the side seams, sewing under the crotch. Then we measure the elastic in quarters and sew it into the waistband. Once we've done that, we're going to apply the waistband to the actual trousers. Then we're going to test it on a mannequin, a standard size mannequin, to see that there are no errors, or a set of standard sized human beings, so that we can check for any kind of errors. Okay, then we're going to apply the elastic. We're using knitted elastic there. Applying the elastic to the top of the pants, we're going to pin it in quarters and apply it. There you go, there the pants constructed, and we just need to do the hem. Then we're going to take the sloper, or we're going to take the pattern we've made from the sloper, and we're going to draw it on a new piece of paper, and then we're going to take all the measurements. How long it is, how wide it is, how far the body rise is from the top, from the waistband. Every single measurement will be taken. Then we're going to transfer those measurements into our digital pattern drafting system. The pattern drafting system, the CAD that we use, was developed by me over a period of 10 years. I wrote all the software for my own CAD, and it's very convenient for me because I don't have to, this CAD is different to any other CAD. First of all, I make a raster image rather than an SVG, rather than a vector, which is, I'm the only one that does it in that way. And what my CAD does is it scales to size every centimeter that we're going to mark off on the pattern, and draws the pattern to scale. Once we've made the image, we are making the image now, what the software does is it allows you to put in lines, text, curves in the exact centimeters that you've done on your piece of paper, that you've measured on a piece of paper. It's exactly like marking the points off on a graph, except that it's scaled to size, and when you're finished, you actually have an image that is in the size of the actual pattern that you are making. Here you putting on the lines. This is how you would add a line. We're adding the X and the Y dimensions of that line, the measurements for the waistband there. Now we're going to add the body rise. As you can see, we are constructing it as we go along. We're showing you the entire process of making half of the pants. We're actually making the back here. We actually wrote on the front, but it's actually the back. We're making the back. There you're going for the top inner leg, and you're putting in the measurements for that. And you see it is being constructed as we go along. If you make any errors, there is an editing system where you can go and access the lines and change it. Obviously, to start off with this system, you have to give each pattern a name, and then it is in the directory with the name attached, so you can open the pattern at any time if you want to edit it or change it in any way. This is the making a ping image, a PNG. This is the actual basis of the pattern drafting system, and you make an image. Obviously, later on, we're going to take that image and we're going to put it in a delivery system to deliver it to the customers, and that is what the PDF is. The PDF is merely the envelope, which is the delivery system that we use to distribute it to the customers, and we make it in two sizes, in A0 for large format printing, and we make it in A4 for normal home printing. Now we are going to grade the pattern. We grade the pattern by calling up each line or each curve and adding to the X or the Y, or subtracting from the X or the Y, the exact amount that we're going to grade that pattern by. And as you can see, there we are grading it times 7 different sizes we are grading here. And the system, the software, does all of that for you. You just have to put in the measurements that you want to grade the line by, and it will automatically grade it and draw the pattern for you. There we go, grading some more lines. And we can grade the curves in the same way, doing the X and the Y, until we are finished and we've written all the information on the pattern using the software. As you can see, it's very easy to use, very convenient. You don't have to draw anything. Most CAD systems are actually very difficult to use, especially if you want to do Bezier curves and things like that. And you have these two little handlebars, and you have to take the handlebars and you have to manipulate them to get the curve correct. And it's actually a pain, and it's very difficult to do. This is much easier. You simply put in the measurements and it draws it for you. It makes it for you. Okay, now we're going to make our PDFs, and we start off by copying the image, renaming it. Okay, and now we are going to make the A0. We're going to put it on an A0 sized piece of paper, but digitally, virtually, which we have done now. And once we've made that image in A0 size, we are now going to make the A0 PDF from that. Next, we're going to make the A4. Now, the software automatically cuts up the image into A4 sections, and then all we have to do is then turn that into individual PDFs. And once we've got the individual PDFs all cut up into A4 size, then you merge them. Once we've merged the A4, and it is ready to export from the drafting, from the CAD, from draft code onto the cloud, we are going to now export it to the cloud. Give it a name, export it to the cloud. We can give it a name. Easy pans back, right. Find the named pattern and now export it to the cloud. We're going to show you that it's there on the cloud. There we go. There's the A4 all cut up into sections and merged together. And now it's ready for printing out. We are ready to print it out and stick it together and test it to see that there once again is no error. And then we are ready to distribute it, make the tutorial, show you, demonstrating how to sew it. And here we're showing you how to actually construct the pattern, cutting off the right hand side and the top of each piece to glue it together. All the zeros, you match all the zeros together. Now the pattern is ready to cut into the actual size that you require and start sewing it. There you have it. Use glue stick to stick it together.